Hi, I guess I am taking this YouTube video thing seriously. Maybe I actually won't go on a 1 year hiatus after all, but I am back. And also say hi to Libby. But today I'm back with my August TBR. I wanted to share the books that I'm planning on reading this month of August. It is currently August 13th, so it's literally 2 weeks in. But I still want to talk about the books that I'm currently reading and what I want to read for this month. So I'm just going to get right into it. I have 5 books, and if you know me, I usually read a novel and then I read a graphic novel in between. But I won't be sharing the graphic novels. You'll probably see that on my wrap up if I film one. But let me get started with the first 2 books that I'm currently reading. I'm reading 2 books at once. The first one is Glow of the Everflame, and if you watch my last video, I did my favorite books of 2026 so far, and a book on that video is Spark of the Everflame by Penn. So Glow of the Everflame is the sequel of that series. So that is the Kindred's Curse series. The second book is so good. I have it somewhere in my room actually because I'm currently reading it, but I think I'm like 50% in. It is a thicker book, and obviously it being the second book in a series, just it has a lot more depth. So if you didn't watch my favorite books of 2026 so far, Glow of the Everflame is the first book in a fantasy series by Penn, which follows DM Bellator, who is a commoner girl. She's a healer, and her mom just went missing, and she's trying to find answers as to why her mom is missing. And somehow she gets involved with the royalty, which are called the Descended, and it all goes down from there. I absolutely love the character of her brother. And DM as a main character, she's just awesome. She's very badass. And we love the Prince Luther. But yeah, that's the first book that I started in August. And then the second book that I'm currently reading, it is an advanced reader's copy, so I don't have it physically. I am reading it on NetGalley, and that is Kiss, Slay, Replay by Rachel Harrison. If you know me, anytime that someone asks for a book recommendation in the horror genre, I always recommend Rachel Harrison. I feel like she's such a good person to start with in that genre, and I am so excited to be reading an early copy of Kiss Slay Replay. I'm actually meeting Rachel Harrison for the first time in September, so next month, and I'm so excited. So Kiss Slay Replay follows Willa, who just broke off her engagement, and she is now headed to a wedding, which sounds like a literal nightmare after breaking off an engagement, but it is her best friend's wedding, so she has to go to this wedding, and she will be seeing her ex-fiance there, and he did bring a date, so that's just absolutely wonderful. But she does start hitting it off with the groom's childhood best friend. They hit it off, and then they go to the woods and they see a serial killer, and then basically murder ensues at this wedding. This is a wedding time loop horror novel, so of course Willa wakes up and she thinks it was all just a really big nightmare. But of course, as she keeps waking up, she realizes she's stuck in this time loop where her friends are dying at her best friend's wedding, and she needs to figure out how to get out of there. I love Rachel Harrison and everything she writes, so I know that I'm gonna love this one too. And yeah, you'll probably see it on my wrap up as a 5 out of 5 star. The next book I got a PR box for, and I was so excited, and that is The Unknown by Riley Sager. I've never gotten PR for Riley Sager, so I feel like I've made it. Pretty much every book that Riley Sager has ever put out, except for the very last one, and obviously this one I haven't read it yet. So I am very excited. I've heard great things about this one. All I know about this book is that in the 1920s, 5 women go missing, and then 100 years later, in this town, I believe is in like Maine, Vermont, pretty close, but in Vermont, 100 years later, the same thing starts happening again. And I know the main character is an actress, and she just got casted in this major motion picture. Riley Sager is a wonderful writer. I'm very excited to read it and see all of the plot twists because Riley Sager is very good at that. I have 2 more books that I want to read in the month of August, and the first one is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. Every single one of my friends has read this book and is raving about it. This is a fantasy sci-fi humor book. It has been categorized as lit RPG, and I wasn't sure what that meant entirely, but Dungeon Crawler Carl follows Carl, and he is stuck with his ex-girlfriend's cat, who is named Princess Donut. And from that sentence, I was pretty much sold. But apparently there is an alien invasion and he is being followed by cameras because he's also on a reality show that aliens are watching and he's basically fighting for his life. I don't know if Carl knows that he's in a reality show, if he's in it or not, but I'm excited to find out. I just know this is such a beloved novel or series, but I am excited. It seems like so much fun, and my friends are like obsessed with it. So I'm excited to know what's going on. And the last book that I want to read in the month of August, it is a romance, and that is Love Overboard by Kandi Steiner. This was pitched for fans of Below Deck, and if you know me, Below Deck is currently my favorite reality TV show. I am obsessed with Below Deck, and if you don't know what Below Deck is about, is basically this reality show that follows yachts and super yachts and the people that work in them, like the captain, the deck crew, the stews, and it is all of their drama and charter season. It is so fun, but basically, Love Overboard is basically that. It is a reality show that they're filming about the crew on a yacht. And our two main characters are exes, and it is a forced proximity book. They didn't know they were going to be in this charter season together and seeing what unfolds. I'm so excited. I've watched all of Below Deck Original and I'm done with that. So now I'm watching Below Deck Mediterranean. I also have Below Deck Down Under. So I'm excited to have even more Below Deck content because apparently I'm obsessed. All right, so those are all of the books that I want to read in the month of August. Let me know what you're reading in the month of August, and I'll see you soon. Bye.